Happy Wednesday. We are so excited for tonight's message on church words. Tonight we're going to talk about faith. And faith for me is one of those words that I have grown up around and heard it 100 times, and sometimes it can kind of lose its meaning because of that. So tonight we want to dive in a little deeper into what faith is. I think sometimes as Christians we can get a bad rap when we have faith, because I think it can be equated to this blind belief with no reason. And we just don't see that in the Bible. We don't see that as what faith is. So to help us start these conversations, we have two leaders who are going to share about their own faith. Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, my name is Tim Puckner, and I serve with the Wanakee Home Group and have been doing so now for about 3 years. And I would say I've been seriously following Jesus probably for about 6 years now. So yeah, the reason I wanted to be on this video today is church words can sometimes be confusing, and sometimes they can kind of be lost in the noise. We don't really know maybe what they mean or why we might believe in them or even say them sometimes. And I still fall into this, but I think it's important to kind of get a better understanding of what we're saying and maybe why we're saying that. And that's why I'm excited to kind of go on this journey of figure out more what these things mean for all of us.
Hi everybody, my name is Elisa and I'm a part of the Verona Home Group. Shout out to Verona. I've been serving in HSM for about 5 years, and I've been a Christian since I was a freshman in high school, so about 12 years. The reason why I'm talking to you guys today is kind of the same reason that I wanted to get involved in HSM. Originally, I love high school students. I kind of found Jesus when I was in high school, and I think that faith in this time of your life is super important, and it really helped me shape my views and shape my values on things. And so I want to be a part of your guys' discussion on faith and how you view that and how you're going to have a lifelong faith.
So when I think of the word faith, I think of kind of a couple of things that instantly come to mind. I think Hebrews 11 says it's the confidence in what's not seen and the assurance of what is to come, or something like that. I might not be doing a good job of actually saying what the Bible says, but I think one of the best things I ever heard on that specific passage was Tim Mackey gave a sermon years ago, and he talked about this flower, and it's the first flower to bloom in Wisconsin. And when it blooms, it's kind of this idea that like it's a physical representation of something that is to come, spring. And when you're in Wisconsin, and especially in February, March, it seems like you're literally never going to get out of the cold. But you can point and say there is reason to believe that spring is coming because I see this. And I think sometimes faith can be put off as this blind thing that you just kind of have to believe just because. But I think faith is really good when you actually dig in and you say why, and what are reasons that maybe would kind of tip the scales to say, okay, this actually makes sense and maybe is something that's worth putting more weight into, and ultimately something that's worth devoting my life to. So when I think of faith, I think of something that, yes, it is unseen, but there's good reason to actually pursue it.
Why I believe in God is because of God's faithfulness and just the ways that He has provided for me and provided for people that I've known for a long time. I think one thing that helps strengthen my faith or my belief in God these days, after I've been following Him for a while, is being able to look back on things that have happened in my life that I maybe saw God in, but also maybe didn't see Him in, and be able to pinpoint that was an act of faith, or that was a part of God's faithfulness, and allowing that to stir my faith in the future and to stir my present faith.
I think one of the things that really kind of woke me up to this was when I was in college, and I was kind of testing out the Jesus thing, really kind of figuring out, is this something that I want to follow? I was really struggling with anxiety and depression, and that was a thing that was something that was just a constant battle within my life, and honestly still is. But when I felt like I really started kind of following Jesus and I gave my life to Christ, there was this way that whenever I would get into my ruts, I felt like there was something I still could never get away from. It felt like there was still this like hope, and it almost frustrated me because I was like, no, like I'm in control of me. But it was like deep down, I can't get away from something that's holding me, that's actually truly kind of upholding me and sustaining me through this. And that was never there beforehand. When I would get into my ruts, I felt so alone, and it freaked me out so much. And I think when that started to happen, like right around the turn of when I started really following Jesus, it was like, okay, there might be something to this. And then from the experiences of just where I feel like God has taken me through my life and the twists and turns, and I never thought I would be working at a church or playing guitar at a church for my job for some time, or working with college kids, college adults, I should say, in things. It was this crazy thing of just seeing, like, I can't make this up. There has to be someone orchestrating this behind me. And I mean, it's crazy, from big experiences, just even the small little things I feel like are kind of the whispers that God's given me. It's been just an incredible journey to see the experiences He's taken me through.
I think the honest answer is I don't fully know. I don't think that anybody with a human mind and capacity can fully know. However, I think through my life and my experiences, I have discovered things in the Bible. I've discovered things in literature or other books. I've talked to pastors and professors and wise friends and come to the conclusion that it is the best explanation for what has happened in history and what kind of this world has happened in this world. And I think that Jesus creating the world, Jesus coming and saving us and dying for our sins seems like the most reasonable and the most explainable option for what has happened. So while I don't know for sure, I'm willing to stake a lot on those facts and those beliefs.
I can't fully say with 100% certainty I'm right, but I feel like with where I am in life now and with what I've experienced and having really dug into this, which if you are wrestling with this in whatever way, I encourage you to really dive into it. Look at a bunch of different perspectives. Figure out why there might be things people believe in one way or whatever. But having done kind of what I have, and it's continuing a lifelong journey, I'm not saying that I found some knock it out of the park argument, but I feel like for me it's kind of tipped the scales in a way that I feel it's reason enough for me to really trust that it's true and trust that I want to devote my whole life to doing this thing called Christianity.
I love hearing people's stories of faith. It always encourages me and reminds me that we are not believers for some blind, unknown reason, but we believe because of proof and because of experiences in our own lives. And I'm just so grateful for these leaders and choosing to share. As we move into our own small group times, I encourage all of you to ask these same questions to yourselves, and then also to ask them to your leaders if you are still working through it yourself. I want to leave us with this verse that we'll dive into a little deeper in our small groups. It's Hebrews 11:1. It says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." This talks about faith being confident, and I don't think we can have confidence in something we have no proof about. And so let's dive in our small groups together to see what faith is about. We don't have to walk away with all the answers, but let's just have some real open conversation. Enjoy!